यार मेरी ऑडिट में अच्छे नंबर नहीं है। मैं क्लास ले लेती हूँ ऑडिट की। हाँ, 100 घंटे की है, हो जाएंगे, 2 महीना बचा है। ठीक है, मैंने पहले की है क्लास, बट अब फ्रेश हो जाएंगे ना कॉन्सेप्ट्स। आईडीटी के अंदर भी मेरे अमेंडमेंट्स नहीं हुआ है। मैं क्लास ले लेती हूँ। आर यू दैट स्टूडेंट? Well, do not do this mistake. If you think your marks are less and the solution is taking 100 hour or 200 hour course and that's going to fix your problem, you will pass because you've taken this new course, that will not happen. Let me explain myself entirely. So let's dive right into it. My name is Yogita Harjani. I am a CA and a CS, also currently pursuing psychology with Southern New Hampshire University. I'm also an All India ranker. I help hundreds and hundreds of students to pass CA and CS exams. So yesterday I was talking to one of the students and she told me that because she did not clear in FR and in IDT, she took full courses of these subjects again. She had already done the courses before, maybe a couple of attempts earlier, and then now she took the entire course again because she thought that she needed to refresh her concepts. Okay, and she thought that once she does all of these new classes, it is going to help her improve the marks. Now, does it work? Okay, see, right now 2 months are remaining before your examination. If you calculate, if you take 2 or 3 classes, new classes, each of these classes is going to be 150 hours, 200 hours. Roughly, if you calculate the total number of hours of lecture that you have to see, it's going to come to 400, 500 hours. Let's say you do these classes even for 8 hours per day, which is not recommended. But even if you do it like that, your entire 2 months are going to just go in finishing these classes. So, this is practically a very bad solution. Do not do this, especially if you are someone who's already taken classes in the past. If you really want to crack this exam, CA exam or CS exam or CM exam, then the last 2 months or 3 months have to be dedicated to self study, dedicated to reading the concepts on your own so that your reading ability improves, then looking at the questions and trying to solve those questions on your own so that your analytical ability, thinking ability improves, and writing and solving those questions so that your writing ability, your calculating ability improves. So that is what's supposed to be done in the last 2 months. Okay, ideally the last 2 months you have to nicely do the syllabus yourself and then you have to revise it again yourself. Now let's hypothetically assume that you have already taken the classes. Okay, this video is reaching out later and you have already purchased 2-3 classes. Now only 2 months are remaining. You are giving this May 25 examination. Now only 2 months are remaining. Right now, if you sit down and you do those 100 hours or 200 hours of full length classes, you won't be able to get time to study the subject on your own. If you do still get the time to study that subject on your own, other subjects are going to get affected. At this point, I'll tell you what your plan should be. In 1.5 month, you should be able to finish one full reading. 6 days per subject, you have to give 5 to 6 days per subject. Okay, so we have to give 5 days to FR, 5 days to FM, 5 days to DT, 5 days to IDT. Now, in those 5 days, you have to sit down 10 hours, 12 hours, and you have to finish the entire subject. So, I understand at a stretch, you can't do 5 days of just one subject. You can take two subjects together. But roughly per subject gets 5 to 6 days, and you complete the full reading of these subjects in 1.5 month. And the last 1 month, that is April, you have to keep for revision. Okay, whatever you have studied now till March, we will have to read it all over again in the last month. We will have to solve the selected questions all over again in the last month. We will have to do RTPs, amendments, past exam papers. So ultimately, your marks are not going to improve if you look at one more faculty teaching you the same concepts that you already know. It won't improve because some faculty is solving questions for you. Your marks are going to improve, brutal truth, when you sit down. You read the question word by word yourself and you solve the question yourself. Okay, I'm not asking you to solve the full question length by length, fill out pages. No. But at least read the question, think about the answer, use your brain, develop that brain capacity, that patience, come up with the answer, check the answer, solution, okay, and see where you stand. That's how you're going to grow. That's how you're going to understand where you're making mistakes. And then mark those mistakes, work on those mistakes. Okay. But let's say you have already taken a course. Okay, let's say This video is reaching out late to you and you have already taken a course. Now what? Now, please do not watch the full course. Only for the few chapters or for the few concepts that you don't know those concepts at all. If you have little bit idea, then please do it yourself. If you just don't know the concept and it's important, then watch the lectures only relating to those topics. That's it. Otherwise, right now, if you can watch some revision lecture, use that. That revision lecture is going to summarize the concept for you in 1 or 2 hours versus spending 20 hours on one chapter from a full length course. Okay, right now time is the most important resource that you have. It's the most limited resource that you have. Right now your job is to be, you have to prioritize what is more important. If you watch a 20-hour lecture, is that going to get you marks? Or if you spend the same 20 hours and read the book yourself, solve the questions yourself, what is going to give you more marks? Obviously, this is going to give you more marks. Okay, so please prioritize self-study over classes right now, because that is really going to make a lot of difference for you. I'll share my own experience. This is CA Inter experience. I had paid for the classes and it was the last 2-3 months that were remaining before the exam, and I was still to be done with indirect taxes and direct taxes classes. Now those classes were roughly 100 to 200 hours. I thought I can do those classes. It is going to take me 5-6 hours every single day, or I could actually finish the whole course and revise it in the last 3 months and maybe just watch some summary lectures for these 2 subjects and somehow, just do them. So I chose the other thing. I left out, even though I had paid for those classes, I left out those classes because I did not have the time to finish those classes. I thought doing self-study is much more important. I will still be able to solve something in exam rather than if I just watch someone teach me. And that's what I did, and that got me result. And that is something that has worked. Many people just pass by self-study. But those people who have only done coaching, not self-study, they've compromised on self-study, they lose marks, because in the exam your teacher is not going to solve your questions. Ultimately, it's your ability to solve those questions that will get you marks. I'll tell you what the real issue is. Watching classes, it's way more comfortable, it's way more easy. You just have to start the classes, the teacher is going to do all the work and you can simply watch it. It's much easier compared to actually opening the book, reading word by word everything, solving those questions. That's hard, that's difficult. And these days, students don't even have the attention span to actually solve full questions, because we are so stuck with Instagram, so stuck with social media. So your attention span has gotten so low, and it's so much easier to just watch a lecture. But trust me, the harder way is the simplest way. If you actually read the questions, solve the answers, that's what is going to get you the result. That's what's going to get you the marks in the exam. Watching a lecture is the easier way. Paisa kharch kar do and just get a course. But that's not the solution. Just being super honest and being your elder sister here, telling you the reality, okay? I hope this video opens up your eyes. Also, watch this video next.